Hey everybody, it's me, Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in for yourself. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 Hertz, the universal frequency. Balance out psychologically and emotionally and further strengthen your brain and your heart's coherence as well. Get a plant-based diet going for yourselves today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in our nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level and get with alkalinity, and you can generate some static electricity. Send me some love telepathically. Set attention to your mind and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to great days. So I'm gonna go over a story, very recent story that involves me being cured from a skin damage or even a very subtle type of cancer. Okay, now I'm gonna go throughout the whole story, and I'm gonna make sure to explain it as in depth as I can, you know, so everybody can understand. But this story is all about how I pretty much cured a very subtle cancer, or a skin cancer, with just coconut. Okay, and now after having done this, it had opened my eyes, or it has opened my eyes to the power of plants in themselves and their regenerative abilities, you know, to the cellular level and even further. But not only plants in general, but just the coconut, you know, because it's a very powerful plant. Okay, but yeah, let's get right into the story. So I was pretty much working, right? I was working at a gas station, 7-Eleven, okay? Now I was working here for quite a bit, probably at least like 3 to 4 months, okay? It was actually a really terrible job, and now I know for sure not to ever work at a gas station or any type of convenience store, okay? Because of the very terrible experience I had here. But I was working here, right, and it was a few months, and I was basically using these gloves, you know, that the 7-Eleven themselves were selling. So it was a pair of gloves that was under the 7-Eleven brand. You know, the 7-Eleven was making these gloves, and they were selling them. And the store themselves, we would use these gloves that the store sold to pretty much do some tasks, you know, like I would always wear these gloves literally every day. And after some time of wearing these gloves, right, I pretty much I started getting these little cuts on my hand, you know, and I didn't know where they were coming from. I didn't know where the cuts were coming from at first, you know, and then my skin was starting to like change in appearance, and there was just a lot of little tiny cuts in my hands, you know, and gradually it was just getting worse and worse, you know, and I didn't really know what it was from. I had some type of I was thinking it was from the gloves, because it could have been nothing else, you know, like my hands had never done this type of thing ever in my entire life, you know. Completely different from any type of cut that you get from like banging your hand or something like this, you know. This was completely different from that type of accident, you know. So then I was pretty much like speculating it may be the gloves that I'm wearing at work. So then I pretty much continued to wear them, you know, because I didn't really understand at that point that it was actually the gloves that was causing this skin damage. But then it was getting worse and worse. The cuts in my hand were getting like deeper and deeper, like they were getting really deep, like I don't know, it was bad. They were getting like super deep. They weren't too large. Some of them were like maybe a little less than half of an inch at the biggest, you know. But there was a lot of little cuts, you know, on my hand, just all over my hand. And my skin was like turning like gray, and it was drying out, kind of like a elephant's skin, you know. I couldn't even feel anything in that piece of my skin either. But then, or this pretty much started to alarm me a little bit, you know. And then I went to, then I started to suspect it was the gloves that I was wearing at the work, you know. And then I pretty much went and looked at the gloves that they were selling, because this was 7-Eleven brand, you know. And I pretty much looked at the instructions on the back of the tag, and it said that the gloves themselves can cause cancer. Okay, so then I was, then I pretty much figured it was a type of skin damage, you know, or like a disorder that was happening because I was wearing these gloves, a skin cancer, you know, which made me pretty mad, because I was like, well, why would they be actually selling these if they're gonna cause you cancer, you know? It's pretty messed up. But then I stopped wearing the gloves completely, you know, and then I pretty much, I tried to just use like mind power, you know, like my mental prowess to heal myself, because this is what I've always done throughout my life, you know. I'm not somebody who depends on like pharmaceuticals or medicines. I don't even really use herbs, to be honest. Any type of disease that I've ever gotten, I've always just relied on natural rest and just knowing that I was going to get over it, you know. And I was pretty much on the same type of healing during this as well. I'll call it cancer, you know. So I was just trying to do this, you know. I was just trying to see if it was going to go away by itself. But I eventually quit the job, and it had been probably like at least 2 or more months after quitting this job, and my hands they're just getting worse, you know. They weren't getting better at all, which was starting to alarm me even more, because I had never had this happen before, you know. It's always been that I'm able to heal myself just by, you know, keeping a good thought, knowing that I'm gonna be healed, you know. And it wasn't working, you know. So it was just getting worse and worse. I couldn't feel like the pieces of the skin on my hand that were drying out and turning gray and like lifeless was completely feelingless. Like I couldn't feel anything in that area of my skin. And then there was also deep cuts within the parts of the skin that was still like moist, you know, or still able to be felt or stimulated. And then there was deep cuts everywhere, you know, and it was getting bad. It was like throughout the day, the cuts themselves, they would dry out and they would like start to close, you know. And as they would close, I would think that, okay, I'm healing, you know. But then I would wake up in the morning, and then there would be new cuts, and then there would be opened and even more deeper than the cuts the previous day, you know. So it was just, I would wake up every morning with more and more cuts on my hands, okay. And it was very painful, all right. But then I didn't want to see a doctor or anything, because I don't like hospitals, all right. I don't like doctors. I don't like any of these type of specialists. Not anything towards them, you know, just that's my preference. But I pretty much just tried to use an herbal way, you know, going with like Dr. Sebi understanding. So I pretty much got some coconut oil, and then I just applied some coconut oil to my hands every single day, twice a day, once in the morning and then once before sleep, okay. And I want to say within 2 weeks to a month, all of that dried skin, that very pale and elephant-looking skin that was unstimulated, it completely vanished, and it pretty much just turned into my old skin again, and all the cuts that weren't able to heal themselves were completely cured after about 2 weeks of applying this coconut oil every day, you know. So very, 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 very beneficial, very beneficial type of I want to say remedy, you know, that I was able to do, or I don't know, it just left me so grateful to the coconut in itself, you know, because my skin was like so bad, it wasn't able to keep any type of stable state. Like on a cellular level, it was just degenerating, like it wasn't able to function properly. And I want to say this is cancerous in its nature, you know, this is what cancer does. And this is exactly what my skin was going through, okay? And it was because of these gloves that a convenience store was selling, you know. So it's like, damn, they're just selling this type of stuff, and people are just picking up on this type of stuff as well, you know, on a cellular level, and it can just stay there for your life, you know, and then it can just like build up at any time, and then you won't really know what hits you until it comes to an extremity, you know. But thank God that I was able to heal it, you know, because it wasn't healing itself, you know, at all. It was very painful as well, but once I started applying coconut oil, and I didn't use anything else, I just used straight up coconut oil, okay, for 2 weeks, twice a day on my hands, okay, before I went to sleep, and then in the morning before I would go to work. And literally within 2 weeks the cancer was gone, okay, no more pain. My hands were back to a stable state when it comes to the cellular level. So very, very, very grateful to the coconut in itself and plants. This is why I'm such a, I want to say, a strong follower of plant diets, you know, because they're very powerful. They have all the medicines that our body needs to pretty much heal itself from almost anything, you know. And this just showed me that I should at least in some area of my life take up some type of work where I'm able to give people this knowledge of being able to do this, because I have an experience, you know, of being able to cure something that was not going to cure itself unless I was subjected to some type of treatment, you know, which would have cost me so much money, and it probably wouldn't even have been healed, you know. And it wasn't healing itself, but the coconut was able to heal it right up, and it was only $5, you know, for a little can of coconut oil, or a little jar, you know. So very grateful for that. And that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about today, is being able to heal this subtle cancer, you know, skin cancer, I want to say it is. I don't know what type it was, okay, I never found out. I just I'm just glad that I was able to cure it, because it hurt a lot. Every morning I would wake up with deeper and deeper cuts, and I couldn't feel anything in my hand at all either, you know, so in both hands. So it was like very, very alarming, but the coconut was able to heal it. So very, very powerful healing abilities of the coconut, you know. So make sure to eat yourself some coconut almost every day, because why not, right? Keep a strong cellular regeneration, because this is a plant's ability, you know. They regenerate themselves quite easily, and they transmit this ability to you. So make sure to eat that. That's gonna be it. Once again, I just wanted to share this little story with everybody, and I hope that you do consider going plant-based, or maybe just switching your methods of healing to maybe some sort of herbalism, or even naturopathy, you know, anything away from too much pharmaceutical use, because you know how that whole industry is. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Hope everybody did enjoy. And I hope I did help you understand a little bit more about the power of plants, okay? The coconut specifically. And that's pretty much it once again. So peace out, one love. Make sure to generate some static electricity from the etheric body. It needs to be strengthened and realized for the collective rising consciousness. Love you, everybody. Have a great day. Peace out.